So if you're like me, you start by thinking every day. So if you're like me, on a day-by-day basis, if you're like me, recently I did a video about my everyday minimal makeup routine, and I'll link that right down below if you haven't seen it yet. Do check it out. But I asked at the end of that video what you guys wanted to see next. Now, Simply Jess requested that I do the video idea I mentioned about why we wear makeup at all. I think this is a very important question, and I find that in any aspect of your life, if you're starting to get interested in minimalism, what you'll find is that it really starts with questions. Just asking yourself over and over again, like you never have before, do I need this? Do I want this? Why do I need this? Why do I want this? Is there something more I need? Is there a better version of this? How is this contributing to my life? How is this making my life harder? What's the give and take? Is the cost worth the benefit? You just start asking it about all kinds of things that you used to assume before. And so why do we wear makeup? Or why do we wear the makeup we wear? Or why do we not wear makeup? Is a really great question to ask yourself. If you're like me, on a day-by-day basis, you might make the decision to wear makeup or to not wear makeup that day or for that part of the day. Maybe you don't wear makeup while you're at home on a Saturday afternoon and then you decide to put it on when you go out. So every day, or even every hour of the day, you make a decision about what you want your face to look like, or how you want to express yourself, or how you want to feel, and that can change all the time. And all of those feelings and all of those ways that you decide to present yourself are totally valid. But I think the most important thing is to look and question why. What is the reason that I am wearing this product at this moment? What is the reason that I own this product? And then try to figure out if those reasons are aligning with your values, and if you have reasons that are showing up that you feel don't align with your values, trying to question that and figuring out if there's some change that needs to be made. I think that in general, the reasons that we wear makeup fall into three main umbrellas. So here you have covering up things that you don't like the look of. Then you've got enhancing features that you find beautiful. And then you've got this whole other thing, which is just having fun or self-expression, showing off your skills possibly, trying something new, trying a new product, showing off the product, social aspects of trying something or sharing it with friends, all of that kind of stuff, that just sort of like, it's fun part, right? So these are the three reasons, and all people at different times will probably make a decision that has to do with each of these three reasons. So to further explain that, I'm just going to give some examples from my own life that fall under each of these categories. For me, most of the time I start with the I want to cover up this thing, right? And that thing usually tends to be either a red spot or the remains or what's about to become a pimple or even a full-blown pimple. So that tends to be the part, the thing on my face that I use makeup to cover up. I do sometimes have days where I feel like my dark circles are particularly a problem. Like I don't know if they're particularly worse on those days or if they're bothering me more, or a combination. So that's another concealer instance. But this can also extend to things like contouring to create an illusion if you don't like certain features on your face. So if you have close set eyes, for example, maybe you contour with pale shadow in the middle and dark on the outside to make them look more wide set. Maybe you don't like the shape or the size of your nose or your cheekbones or your chin, and so you're using bronzer and highlighter to create the illusion of it being somehow different. And some people will tell you that the concealer thing is okay and the contouring isn't. They'll say it's okay if you want to cover up something like a pimple, but you should love the way that your face looks. And so as soon as you start trying to make your eyes look a different shape, that somehow crosses a line. Now, it is my opinion that whatever the hell you want to do on your face is your own goddamn business, and that people telling you that you shouldn't try to make your face look different because it makes you more confident. That is really them trying to work out their own issues or control you in some way, or they just wish for you, like in a good intentions way, they just wish for you that you didn't, for example, not like your nose. And if it's coming from that place, I mean, I understand that it's coming from that place, but you shouldn't feel like you can't change and alter the way that your face looks if it makes you feel comfortable. However, you should be aware that that is what you're doing. And that's where this whole video comes into place, is you want to question those things. So probably if you don't like something about your face, you're probably going to go through stages of where maybe when you're younger you really don't like it, and then you're starting to like it more, and all along that way you can be using makeup to make you feel more comfortable in your skin. Maybe eventually you get to a place where you're not contouring your nose or whatever it is, or maybe you continue to contour your nose, and it doesn't matter. All of that is fine. It's just you should be asking that question all along so that you're not knee-jerk responding and just thinking, well, my nose is big, I should do this. Or, I've always hated my nose, therefore I still hate my nose. Ask yourself, because maybe you don't anymore. Maybe you don't, because for me, my number one insecurity my whole life is my overbite, which I don't know if you've noticed because I usually face the camera, but if I turn this way, you can see that I have a very substantial overbite. And I'm still pretty insecure about it, but I have gotten to the place where my front teeth and how visible they are, even when my mouth is sort of resting, is actually one of my favorite features about my face now. And that is almost completely the opposite of how I once felt about it. And the only reason I know that is because I continue to ask myself that question. I continue to ask, how do I feel about myself today? What's beautiful about myself today? And not assume that I have the same insecurities I once did. So it's a bit of a tangent there, but I think it's important in a discussion about makeup to recognize the ways in which makeup and body image go together, because a lot of times it's just about fun, but sometimes it's about building your confidence and liking yourself more. And we should be aware of that. We shouldn't pretend that the two things aren't related. So the next umbrella is showing off features that you like. So this one is pretty obvious. I mean, maybe you have really beautiful lips, and so you're all about lip color or lip gloss. Maybe that's the focus point for you. A lot of other girls are doing up their eyes, and you're always doing up your mouth because that's something you love, right? Or maybe you have really beautiful eyebrows, and so you're all about brushing them to look even thicker or sculpting them into a very precise shape. And sometimes an insecurity will turn into a feature that you decide you want to play out. So this comes into play with something that I mentioned in my last video. I used to think that my cheekbones weren't prominent enough. I thought my face was sort of too soft and round, and I wanted to have more angles and just more prominent bone structure. And so I got interested in contouring slightly, and I sort of taught myself how to do just this part. And then recently, actually because I've been doing these videos, I think is primarily the reason, I started to notice what my face looked like in motion because I was editing them. So when I'm looking at my face in motion instead of just posing for a camera for a still shot, there's a lot more tension, and it actually creates more of a shape. And suddenly I realized that I actually have better cheekbones than I think I used to think that I had. And yet I'm still interested in contouring occasionally because now it feels like I'm playing up a feature, whereas before it felt like I was creating the illusion of something I didn't have. So it's the same makeup and it's serving two different purposes. So that's kind of interesting as well. Now there's also the fact that you can sometimes play up a feature by wearing less makeup or no makeup, or just the right amount, which is really what minimalism is all about, right? It's about figuring out what's enough and not too much. So I talked about concealer before. I don't have perfect skin. I oftentimes will have at least one red mark on my face, whereas it used to be or is about to be. I don't have heavy breakouts or anything. It's not something that I struggle with. I think in general I have wonderful skin, but it has its downsides. It has its problem areas. So for me, concealer, rather than a thick wash of foundation, is exactly the right amount. It's enough that it actually emphasizes and plays up the feature that is my skin. So I love my skin and I want to play up my skin. And the best way for me to make my skin shine is to cover up those spots, but then not cover the rest of my face. And so I've experimented and I've gone everywhere from not having any makeup on to having full-on foundation. So there will be some areas where you'll have to figure out what's that right amount. So maybe you have eyebrows that aren't particularly sparse, but they're also not particularly thick. And so you realize that for you, you just need maybe a tiny bit of tinted gel, and suddenly you're showing off what you love about your eyebrows. You're just playing them up enough, and you're just giving them a little bit of that thing that they don't have naturally, but you don't have to go too far with it. Now the final umbrella, and this is an important one that will sometimes get left out, is just that it's fun. Not everything has a practical purpose. Sometimes we wear makeup because we like blue, so we're gonna put blue eyeliner on, right? Like, nobody thinks your eyes are magically blue. It's not natural, it's not necessary, it's fun. And that's a really important thing to remember as well. Now, I will say, and I have to get a little bit on my feminist high horse here, one of my biggest pet peeves is when men will talk about how they like women best with that no makeup look, and therefore that's what women should do. And if they just told all the women, hey everybody, we don't like when you wear visible makeup, stop putting on red lipstick, that all of a sudden we'd hear them like we weren't aware, and we'd be like, oh, our bad, we were just trying to make ourselves look pretty for you. You'll hear a lot from men, and of course you'll hear from some women, that all you should want makeup for is to enhance your natural beauty, and if you're doing any more than that, if you look like you have makeup on, that's wrong. Now, personally, most of the time I don't like to look like I have a lot of makeup on. I like a natural look for myself, for the most part. I have my days where I want a red lip and I don't think I'm fooling anyone and thinking my lips are red, you know. But if you want false lashes and a red lip every day of your life, and that's how you like to look, and it's fun for you, you shouldn't feel like, oh, this man told me, or even this other woman told me that I'm supposed to look naturally beautiful, so this is wrong. Again, ask yourself why you're doing it. Ask yourself if those reasons align with your values. If they don't, try to figure out how they can better. I think it's good for all of us to continue having these conversations with ourselves as we get older, as our style changes, as our values change. So I really hope that this was helpful for you in some way. If you have more comments about this subject, or you want to make a point that you didn't think I made, I would love to hear. So make sure you leave me a comment right down below. If you did enjoy this video, make sure you click on the thumbs up right down there, because that helps me out a lot. It helps more people find my videos that are interested in my videos. And please share this or other videos of mine on social media if you are so inclined. Again, that helps me a ton for other people to find out about me that might be interested. And if you are not yet subscribed, I don't know what you're doing with your life, but I mean, my videos are going to show up just directly in your subscription feed here on YouTube if you just click that subscribe button down there. So I don't know why you wouldn't. I mean, ask yourself these questions, right? Why am I doing this? Why am I doing that? Why am I not subscribed to Bookish and Belle here on YouTube? I love all her videos. What am I doing? So go ahead and hit subscribe right down there. I do appreciate it. And I will talk to you next time. Thank you so much for watching. So first, I apologize for the very cramped quarters in here. As I'm sure you're guessing, my bathroom is very small, and I will maybe give you a tour of it sometime. And I know the light is also not ideal. The sun has not risen yet. Humble brag.